Okay, everybody, welcome back to the palpation videos. Today we're palpating the foot and ankle joints. My patient today has chosen to be off camera because they don't want their face associated with their feet, which is okay. First, we're going to palpate the distal phalanges. We have phalange 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All of them are intact. Next, I'm going to palpate the DIP, the PIP, and the MP on one phalange. I'm just going to use this pointer phalange, I guess you could say, number 2, as the example. Your DIP is going to be up here on the end, that's your distal. Your PIP is going to be that next one, that's your proximal. And then your MP is going to be down here at the start of it. For base of fifth metatarsal, you can feel along the pinky toe, and sweep down, and you'll feel it sticking out. Next is the calcaneus, right there, that's their heel. Calcaneus, nice and strong. Next is the Achilles tendon. If you go to the heel, it's a nice little tendon right there. You should be able to feel it. You can also have them put their foot in dorsiflexion and plantar flexion. You can feel it contract. Next is the talus. It's going to be right above the calcaneus. So you feel the calcaneus, put your hands the other way, and you feel the talus. It's all on this top part of the foot. Next is the medial malleolus, which is going to be on the inner ankle, right there. And then the lateral malleolus is on the pinky side. Next is the muscles. Part 2, these are the muscles. Oh, sorry, I can't see my list. Please ignore the sirens. First, we're going to start with our plantar fascia. My patient is not in the correct position, but their plantar fascia is just going to be all along their foot. Here's my for an example. It's going to be all along there. That's your plantar fascia. That's how you get plantar fasciitis. That's where plantar fasciitis is located. That's what I meant. But all it does is it helps with the gait during toe extension. Next is the gastrocnemius. You can also not see that on my patient because of the way they're laying. So I'll show you on myself. But the gastrocnemius, if you have your patient turn around, it's going to be this calf muscle right here, and then the soleus is going to be deep to that. And the gastrocnemius helps with plantar flexion of the ankle and flexion of the knee. And then the soleus is going to help with plantar flexion of the ankle as well. Next, oh, sorry, that's my water bottle. Next is tibialis posterior and tibialis anterior. Also can't show you on my patient because of the way they're sitting, so I'm going to show you on myself. Tibialis anterior is going to be medial, and it's going to be right there. And then tibialis posterior is going to be on the same side. You're just going to go back more before you get to your gastrocnemius, and you should be able to feel it. And the tibialis anterior helps with dorsiflexion of the ankle. Tibialis posterior helps with inversion of the foot. Next is the extensor digitorum longus. I'll take the patient's foot back. The extensor digitorum longus is going to come down on the lateral side and onto the toes, onto phalanges 2 through 5. And then your extensor hallucis longus goes from the medial side onto the big toe, and only the big toe. And they help extend the toes, and both of them help with dorsiflexion of the ankle as well. Next is your proneus longus, and then proneus brevis, and then proneus tetris, guys. Sorry, it's been a long... Sorry, I'm going to show myself as well because the patient is not in the good position for it. So your proneus longus is going to be, if you go to your calf, it's going to be on the medial aspect of it. Sorry, there's a scab on me. On the medial aspect, and it's going to run down and on top of the foot. And the longus helps with eversion of the foot, so like that. And then the proneus brevis is going to be on the medial aspect as well. It's just going to start a little more down, and then it's deeper than the longus is. And the brevis helps with eversion of the foot and plantar flexion of the ankle. And then the proneus tetris is going to help with dorsiflexion of the ankle and eversion of the foot. And that one is going to be like the most medial and most anterior onto the front of the foot as well. Thank you. Sorry about only having me do some of them. My patient does not want to show their face.